Right, hello everybody, welcome back to the Golden Sky. I'm Tom, and where the hell are we? Well, we're on holiday, folks. We are absolutely on holiday. I'm in Spain, and that's why these ratings are coming to you when they are. That game for me last night was on at midnight. We are talking Liverpool v Sunderland. We are doing match ratings. The Golden Sky is on tour here. However, once that game finished last night, it was 2 a.m. and I was cream crackered, my friends. I was absolutely knackered. And it was a friendly. So, ratings being recorded the next morning, which it now is. It's Sunday morning for me here in Spain, in España, Viva España, champions of the world. And we're going to do a very slapdash quickfire edition of the player ratings because we're back with Liverpool football. And let's get right into it. We've got no graphics because I don't have my setup. I brought my camera for this exact reason, but I don't have any setup around me. There's no cool background. You're just in my hotel room. And that's all we've got to show for it. But the grind doesn't stop. I've got to keep getting these videos out for you because we're back with pre-season. Andoni Iraola's tricky Reds are here and we win 4-2. So let's very quickly go through things. But as always in the match ratings, we start with the mockery index. Mockery index number 1, I've got to say, nothing to do with the game whatsoever. Let's get straight into form. Cleaners in this hotel, they love cleaning. And what I mean by that is they're in my room every 5 minutes. There's a good chance a cleaner might come into this room whilst I'm mid-recording. And I don't know how to stop them. They just appear and they're speaking Spanish. Now I can speak a little bit of Spanish. Yo hablo español un poquito. But they just enter and start cleaning. And I'm like, oh no, I don't need a clean. Right, I'm all good. No, can't stop them. So if any moment we're joined by the nice Bolivian woman who was in my room when I entered this morning after brekkie, we'll see what she thought of Mamardashvili's performance. That's mockery index number 1. Mockery index number 2. What in the ever-living shit was Sunderland's kit? That might genuinely be the worst football kit I've ever seen in my entire life. It was just a straight-up polo shirt, for one. It was just a polo shirt. But it looked like it had been dyed pink accidentally in the wash. In fact, I'm going to break the fourth wall right here. In front of me, right here, I've got a squashy. This is essentially Sunderland's kit. This colour, right? I'm going to have that right now. But it was shocking. It looked like the rugby team of a private school had all simultaneously forgot their rugby kits and they've been sent to lost property or lost and found or whatever you call it, wherever you're from, to go and pick out a shirt for PE. And that's what they came back with. What the hell? There's no sponsor. They didn't have the names on the back. They had a big black splodge on the shoulders. Looked ridiculous. I'm going to Caddy at golf tomorrow. I fucking hate golf, right? But my family are having a golf game and I'm going to Caddy. And I might have to pull out that Sunderland away kit so I can go and get on the golf course. It was awful. There was fireworks. There was flames. Nashville going all out there for the game. You love to see that. I think that's about it for the mockery index. Oh, have we fixed the shorts and socks of our home kit? Because yesterday it looked a lot better. They look like they might be the same shade of red. If so, that's a big double thumbs up from Tommy from the Golden Sky here, because that was shocking on the last day of the season when we had a different coloured shorts and socks. Anyway, should we do some players? Now, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be so truthfully honest with you here. I watched that game last night and I was so bloody tired, right? I maybe didn't take it in as well as I usually do. Now, okay, sue me. I have watched it again this morning, okay? I've also watched the highlights. I've also watched the full game. I've watched the whole thing, okay? All red video coming through with a 2-week trial. Love to see it, okay? But I'll do my best. There was also 500 players who played, and some of them I've never even heard of. And, well, I have heard of, but I've barely heard of because they're from the academy and they're about 5 years old. But let's start with Mamardashvili, Marmalade Village in the goal. We're going to fly through these, okay? We've got 400 players to rate, and I might not remember all of them. I'll do my best. I think he played about an hour, Marmalade Village. He made like one half-decent save. He concedes an absolute worldie, and the other one I don't think he could really done much about. He was still firing some missiles at our centre-backs every couple of seconds. At one point, Curtis Jones went flipping mental at him when we were trying to play out from the back, and he didn't pass it to Jones. Instead, he passed it to centre-back, and Jones went ballistic. So still needs to work on that, clearly, a little bit. But, yeah, so, like, he was fine, wasn't he, I guess. I like to see us in general, we were playing out more from the back, and the benefit of recording this in hindsight, not immediately after the game, is I've seen some interviews, and Sunderland's manager and Dan Ballard both said that we were much more intense than we were last season, which is interesting in a pre-season fucking friendly on a slot. Are you getting this in your head? So, that's where we're at. That's really... Just give him a 6. You're not even going to remember these numbers, are you guys? So it doesn't really matter, does it? Well, you're all there for a bit of a laugh on holiday with me. Frimpong, he's got a new trim, and unfortunately that means Headband Watch is what, retired? Is dormant? He didn't have a headband on. So basically, what's the point of Frimpong anymore? I'm very confused with Frimpong, I've got to say. Like, look, he's just a pre-season friendly, and he played right back this game, but he's not really a right back, and he's certainly not a winger. If you saw some of his end products in this game, or some of the times he'd just dribble it out of play, he's not a winger. He's a wing back. He works well as a wing back. Okay? Especially in a league where he's got loads of space, like the German league, but he doesn't have that much space in the Prem, and he's been played at right back or right wing, and he's not either of those. So I don't really know what he is. I hope he gets better somehow, but we'll see. I think we've got to position him at right back, because we've got no other right backs, and I don't want to ever see him on the right wing. He's got one move, and that's pace. Headband's gone, but he did have some wrapping on his left hand. So at least he gave us some sort of accessory. But he didn't play that well. End product was pretty poor. Lost the ball for the second goal after he fell over. Honestly, I'd stop fucking falling over. So 5. I think 5 is probably fair. Gomez, easy 10 for Gomez. Fucking started the season in mid-season form there, hasn't he, Joey G? Wow, I mean, just brilliant. You couldn't make it up. I actually laughed so much when the camera cut to Gomez and he was sat lying down. Not because I'm laughing at Gomez getting injured. I actually felt awful for Gomez, to be honest. The poor guy. I mean, he played 8 minutes of a pre-season friendly where he did literally nothing and he was injured. It's incredible. I don't even know what's happened to him. I don't know what his injury was, but he's injured again. So that's great. And who knows what he's going to be injured with, how long he'll be out for. We've got no centre-backs. I mean, literally 0 centre-backs at the pre-season tour at the minute. Van Dijk's not there. Then we've got Xhaka, who's being careful with. So he's not playing until the last game of the America tour. And then we've got Leone, who's just come back from his flipping ACL. He's not quite ready yet. And then we have Gomez. The good thing about this was, it meant that we don't all get excited about Gomez. Or not excited, but we don't all say, oh, we've got Gomez, that's an option. Because he isn't an option, is he? He's never been an option for the last 5 or 6 years. He's permo injured. At this point, he's not even a part-time footballer, full-time hospital patient. He just sometimes he volunteers at the football pitch is where we're at now. This guy, I feel so bad for him, but I think it might be a good thing that he got injured, because maybe someone within the Liverpool hierarchy will say, maybe we actually do need a centre-back. And the only possible solution that I can find is, where is Nat Phillips when you need him? Surely he's still contracted to us somehow, Nat Phillips. He was surely given a lifetime contract after that season he had, because he was here for about 10 years after that. Where is he now? Get him back and let's use him. Let him head some people in the head. Get a bandage on every game. He's never getting injured, is he? Do you know what I mean? Poor Gomez. Obviously, it's a 0 for Gomez because he's injured again, or a 10, however you want to look at it. It doesn't really matter. Then we had some bloke called Njai next to him. Now, we signed this fella out of Senegal last season. I've never heard of him. He played yesterday. He looked all right. He's a left-footed centre-back. That's decent. Seemed quite calm on the ball, but sometimes he do a little bit too much and sort of dribble it out. And then he played one really bad pass into the midfield where they got a chance from. But he looked. I mean, he was fine, wasn't he? Like these people are so like raw, and who knows what we're gonna get from them. So let's just move on past him. I'll give him a 6. He was fine. He played an hour. Tsimikas was there. He's back. He's back. He's hibernated for a full year. He came out. He was captain once Gomez went off. He was fucking buzzing about that, by the way. Did anybody see his posts? He was absolutely over the bloody moon that he was captain. He called it like the biggest honour or something like that. And I love that from him. He loves the club, Tsimikas. He's probably going to stay. He's probably staying as backup left back this season, by the way, everyone, just so everyone knows. He's probably going to be our backup left back this season to Kirkes. So I hope we're all alright with that. I think I am. I think we've got big glaring issues in the squad. Right back, centre back, right wing, that's the worst one. Maybe midfield. Left back's probably next up. So, you know, it's fine. By the way, is Vinicius Jr. going to go to Arsenal? Because, like, what the shit is that all about, by the way? But besides the point. Tsimikas, we'll give him a 7 on account of him being really dead happy when he got the captain's armband, because that's fun, innit? Right, Jones in the middle. He was knocking around out there, wasn't he? He was like our senior player in the middle of the first half. I think in the first half we were worse than we were in the second half, but also Sunderland had a much stronger team out in the first half. At times they were just cutting through us a little bit too easily, and our defence was quite exposed. There's a lot to work on, obviously, with a new system and all this new stuff. But what I liked to see from Jones was early on in the game you could see a clear intent to drop in between the centre-backs and get on the ball. And honestly, it felt like heaven. After spending a whole year doing tactical videos saying, look at our midfielders hiding from the ball, look at our midfielders hiding from the ball. This time, in game 1, I saw midfielders coming to the edge of the box to show for the ball and move the ball wide. Oh, it was like God himself had shone upon me and showed me the light. And Jones did that and didn't do a whole lot else. So I'll give him a 6 as well. And we'll go on to McConnell, who, when he plays McConnell, I always feel like he looks quite decent. He made a great block at one point in the first half. Dela had a shot, and he puts his absolute body on the line, takes one straight in the stomach. Love to see that from him. And I think he did all right on the ball. He did lose the ball for the first goal. That was maybe a foul, but probably not. So I'll have to sort of penalise him a little bit for that. But he was okay. He was all right. So I think I'll give him a 6. Look, it doesn't really matter, does it, guys? It doesn't really matter at all. Then we have Curtis Cones on the right wing, aka Kieran Morrison. He looks exactly like Curtis Jones, this fella. It's unbelievable. He looks more and more like him every time they play. If he needs to just get a bit of blonde in the hair going on at the minute, and then he looks exactly like Jones at the minute. So, but he did well, didn't he? He did well. Scored a goal. That nice goal too. Like round inside of that right wing, just passed it into the corner. Lovely stuff. He also played a really nice outside of the foot pass in the second half. They were the 2 highlights really of his performance. And that's all you can ask for. We've got no right wingers, so at the minute is he our starting right winger? Who the fuck knows? I don't know who we're going to sign at right wing before anyone comments. I don't know. I don't have a clue. I genuinely have no idea who we should sign. We should maybe bring Salah back. We're not going to do that before anyone gets excited, but who knows? Morrison, let's give him a 7 or an 8 because he did his job, and that's what we like to see. Elliott played a half. He's back in action at the Mighty Reds. He got an assist to Morrison. It was an easy assist. He just picked the ball up and ran forward and then passed it to him, but he still got an assist. So that's good. Will he play this season? Will Harvey Elliott actually be allowed to play football this season? It's an unknown. But, you know, he was out there. He was running around. And that's good. I didn't notice him do a whole lot else. I'll be so honest. I didn't really notice. But you have to keep in mind, I was absolutely hanging on for dear life during that first watch of the game. I mean, literally, the eyes felt like they had 2 anvils strapped to my eyelids, pulling them down. Have you ever tried to open your eyes with an anvil strapped to it? No, you haven't, because that's what I was on last night. They're pretty heavy, let me tell you that much. And you need some serious Gorilla Glue to hold an anvil on your eyelid. Elliott will give a 6. We'll go on to Rio. The Nashville crowd fucking loved Rio and Gamoa. Oh my God. Every time he got the ball, they all knew who this fella was, didn't they? They were going nuts. They were practically celebrating every time he got it. He went past Dan Ballard at one point, who just lobbed him on the floor. We're back with the Premier League. We saw long throws. We saw set pieces. I was like, oh my God, this is what sent me into an absolute sleep. That was from Sunderland. But Rio was doing step overs every single time he got the ball. Didn't really do a whole lot, to be honest. Didn't have a whole lot of joy. They were doubling up on him, tripling up on him at times. He was using the ball back inside at time to time. I'd like to see him maybe do some more 1-2s here and there, like put some variation in his game as well. I love when he's direct and he really goes at his full back, but I'm watching like Messi in the World Cup and he loves those little like gives and goes where he's giving it in, and he's immediately starting his run towards the edge of the box to sort of beset the ball and hit it. I'd like to see Rio maybe add that to his game as well. Rio is just a 6, he didn't do a whole lot. And Will Wright up front, the one thing I can say about Will Wright from this game is this fella, whatever we'd pumped into his pre-match juice, my God, he was running around like his life depended on it. He really was. He was flying around the Nashville pitch like me on the strip, on the beach strip. I've been running, ladies and gents. It's about 30 million degrees here. I've been running like Will Wright, pressing down the keeper. Except I'm not pressing the keeper down. I'm pressing the fellas who are trying to sell me Brazil shirts from 2000. I'm chasing after them. I'll give you €10, fellas. You know what I mean? They're not having it. They want 25. I'm not giving them 25. But Will Wright, he'd give him 25 because he was that desperate last night for that 40. Did he ever get it? No, he did never get it. I barely even remember him having a touch, but he was there, and that's all that matters. He was running around, and no prizes for guessing. He's going to get a 6 as a result. Right, let's do some subs, because there was fucking loads of them. Oh my God, we've got so many players left. I had to write them all down. There's that many, okay? Right. And Duckway, he came on. He's got a 10 out of 10 afro. That's always good. Always gets you a bonus point when you've got a sick haircut. And he's got one. It's a big throw. So that's fun. He actually played the most of any player yesterday. He played 80 minutes. That shows the situation we're at with our centre-backs. This random fella. How old is this guy? Let me check. He's 18, right? He did all right. He looked quite comfortable. Played a nice ball over the top. Looked like he settled into the game well after 10 minutes. I hope he's ready to play some first-team football because we have got no centre-backs. Oh, God. Oh, my God. We're still feeling the effects of last night. Clearly. I give him Duckway a 7. I thought he was actually quite impressive. So we'll give him a 7, and we'll do Kirkes, who most of the pre-season content that I've seen from Liverpool has been centred around Kirkes so far. They just seem to give him a mic and ask him questions and see what he says, which, to be honest, is not a bad marketing idea at all, or social media idea at all, because he's absolutely nuts, this guy. So what else is there to say? He did a cutback at one point that led to Szoboszlai's goal. I didn't really see a whole lot else from Kirkes, to be honest. He played one half. What do you say? 6 probably again. A lot of 6s here, guys, and that's how you can tell that this was a pre-season friendly where I was hanging out my arse, and not because I was drunk, because I was knackered. But one player who I know had a worldie was Dominik Szoboszlai, who I am pretty sure will be announced as our vice captain going into this season. He had the armband on in the second half, and he started that reign with an absolute worldie. I mean, let's call it what it was. The ball breaks out to him, and on the volley, he just absolutely thunder bastards the thing right into the top corner at the speed of light. I've downloaded, right, for the flight home, I've downloaded Project Hail Mary, okay? I've never seen it, and I know it's about space. And I'm pretty sure that if they send Ryan Gosling off to space, that what they will use, instead of a rocket, they will just let Szoboszlai kick a ball into whatever spaceship he's using, and it will just propel him into space. He hits the ball that hard and that sweet. I mean, what an absolute goal it is. It's an absolute worldy goal already. Got an assist as well. Sets up Kumas for the last one. He's back. He's got to play in that double pivot. He's wasted anywhere further forward because he's got so many qualities from that deeper position. Pressing was great. The pressing as a team was much more, I would say, impactful is maybe the word I want to use. Like winning the ball back, putting pressure on Sunderland to make mistakes. It looked more organised, more intense than it did last season. And that's not really that hard. So I don't want to overreact to one game, but Szoboszlai I think probably gets a 9 or an 8. I don't really know. You could decide if you want. There's no graphics, so I don't have to really decide. Neoni came on as well, and he was excellent, I thought. He keeps impressing in pre-season every year. He looks much bigger now than he did a few years back, which is great. He looks like a player out there who can actually play rather than like a small child they've let go out there to play with the adults. So that's excellent. I'm really happy about that because he could genuinely be an option. I said in my last video that I would want him to go out on loan in the Championship, and ideally I would. But if we're a bit short in that position, I think he could be an option. He's so calm on the ball. He was passing the ball forwards, which is great. He reminds me a little bit of Adam Wharton. And people are clamouring out for Adam Wharton for like 100 million quid because he's obviously going to be that because every player's 100 million quid now. But like, we can just use Neoni to become that, I feel like. And alone would be best, but who knows. I liked he showed a bit of a burst of pace yesterday as well. And look, he had no pressure on him really, and it was a weak Sunderland side in the second half, but he did all right, and that's what we want to see from pre-season, your youngsters really shining. And I think Morrison and Neoni, and a few others who I mentioned, and Duckway and Jai was okay. They did their bit, and that's good. We might need to use the youth this season because the way the transfer window is going, we've got a lot of holes to fill. But one man who's still here is Federico Chiesa, who scored a goal at a really tight angle yesterday. Lovely finish, and showed some nice link-up as well, Chiesa. And, like, is he going to stay? I guess he is. Because no one seems to want him, and he did all right. He's an option, isn't he? Across the front, he's useful if we can get a tune out of him. I just think he might be shit, but, like, what if he isn't? What if he remembers he was good once? I'd love him to remember that, to be honest. But a good finish, good run. I liked his balls around the corner, like I said. He's also been a chief content maker in pre-season from all the media team. So I'll give him a 7. I thought he did well. And Kumas also came on at half-time, and he impressed me, this little fella, Lewis Kumas. I think he was on loan at Stoke last season, and he's impressed me. He's impressed me the few times he's played for Liverpool. He's scored a few goals, Welsh international. He's scored a few goals, one in the senior team. I think he looks quite good. It's quite nippy. He's got a properly, like, wet haircut going on. I mean, it would look pretty humid there, and he had, like, the curls, and they were just wet down by his face. That's always fun. He looked like the fella out of Step Brothers, not Will Ferrell, the other fella whose name I can never remember. He had that sort of trim going on, but, like, soaking wet through. Scored a nice goal at the end, took it well, linked up well, that led to Szoboszlai's goal. I thought he showed some nice, neat and tidy touches. Nice little run where Neoni slotted him in and he had a shot that the keeper saved. I thought he did pretty well. So we'll give Kumas an 8. I think he was good. Right, then we're going to absolutely fucking fly through these lots. So we had Scanlon. He came on. He's also got an afro and a moustache, and he played left back. He nearly scored at the back post. 6. Freddie Woodman just signed a new deal. Right said Fred, got in the net. He is too sexy for his shirt, I can confirm. 6. Luke Chambers, not even a real human being. This fella is not real. There's no way we've got a fella called Luke Chambers still at this team. I remember when he broke through, I wasn't convinced of his existence then. I'm still not now. He might need to play centre-back for us because we've got no centre-backs. It's a 6. Calvin Ramsey was our best right-back on the day. Frimpong, I don't know what you're doing, my mate, but I really hope things improve quickly because Ramsey genuinely looked better than you. And I'm not sure this fella is even a full-on footballer because Arne Slot last season refused to play him. We had no right-backs. Who knows what Arne Slot was doing last season, though. Calvin Ramsey's played about 23 games of football in 3 years, I think. But he got a nice assist yesterday. He showed some nice passes, and he looked quite good. Maybe he's good. Maybe he's not. He's probably not. But he was doing good yesterday. He gets a 7. And then Josh Abe, or Abe. I don't actually know. The Liverpool commentator was calling him Abe. I always thought his name was Abe. Someone's going to have to clear that up. And, sue me. I don't know the name of this 16-year-old. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Kill me. You know what I mean? He looks great. He looked nippy. He ran into the box, used the ball well. He looks big for his age. I'm excited about him. Want to see some more. He played 20 minutes yesterday. He didn't really do a whole lot. He's getting a 6. But there he is. He's 16, folks. And that is the player ratings. I've not forgot anyone. We've done about 38 players there. I hope you enjoyed. I am on my holes, so I will also be on my holes for the Wrexham game in midweek. But you will get again a midweek, a holiday ratings from the Golden Sky. Comment on this video if you'd like a second half of the holiday vlog, because I will do one if people want one. I haven't been vlogging so far, but if you want one, comment away and I'll make one. It's not that hard, so just let me know. But if you did enjoy the video today, guys, then drop it a like. We're trying to get to 40 likes now on every video, so we're back with ratings. It's the pre-season. I know that these were a bit all over the place, and they won't be on Spotify, so the podcast listeners, I'm sorry. I don't have the capacity to put... Oh, maybe I will have the capacity to put this on Spotify. Who knows? I'll work on it. But we'll see how the Wi-Fi copes. Like the video, guys. Comment away. Subscribe to the channel. We have now hit 500 subscribers, so let's try and get to 600 now is next up, I guess. And I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. I'm going to go and get in the freaking goddamn pool, I think. It's bloody roasting. What else is there to say? Thanks for watching, everybody. We're back with ratings, we're back with pre-season, we're back with Liverpool. I'll see you all in the next one. Adios.